Hey guys, my name is Elizabeth and you are watching The Patriot Act. I'm so glad that you are here. Today I'm going to talk about something called shadow work and the importance of it, and going to let you know that I'm going to be going through my own progress of shadow work, and I'm going to be showing you guys every day the different processes that I've gone through so that you could know as well if you would like to do it. So, just to give you a little bit of idea of what shadow work is the subconscious things that were repressed as a child or trauma as a child, things that you keep secret, your desires, that first thought you have, right? Someone bumps you on the street, what's your first thought? I know for me, I want to turn around, I want to say, get at it, like, what's wrong with you? Why'd you do that? But because of society, a lot of times I'll say, I'm sorry, even though it wasn't my fault. You know, it's stuff like that. Or if you were a tomboy growing up and your mom or your dad told you, stop doing boy things, act like a lady. I know I was told my whole life to act like a lady, and it actually forced me to work towards the ideal of perfection, which we all know that that's not attainable, right? So because I was told to act like a lady all my life, I had to repress that very athletic individual in me. You know, cross your legs, eat with the right fork, stuff like that. I grew out of it. But anyway, or also stuff if you're a boy and you had a very sensitive side, and if you cried when you fell, or if someone hurt your feelings, when your mom or your dad or your brother, whomever it was, tells you, act like a man. You know, it's these things that kind of shape the person we become. And it's important to do shadow work, which I'm learning now that there's so many things that I am realizing about myself that I could actually work on that would make me a happier person in my daily life. You know, when I was a kid in junior high school, my friends, they were mean, right? They would decide to all hate me one day. And then I would feel, just isolated, and it was uncomfortable. And then, like, a week later, they're fine. That was really uncomfortable, right? So I realized while I'm learning about shadow work and the processes that I'm going to be going through, I realized that is why, one reason why I used to need validation. You know, I'm working towards not needing validation. And when I take the learning of law of attraction and the learning of my own shadow, you put them together. And that is the process of really getting to know yourself, being able to live happy, joyous, and free. And that's what I'm going to be doing. You know, your shadow really is, like, the easiest way to spot it for me would be if I meet someone and the way that they act or something they do irritates me so badly, like it literally affects me physically. I then now know that the reason it's affecting me so bad is because that is something I do, or how I act, or is a part of me. So when you are doing your shadow work, the first step is to really just become aware. Become aware that these things are there, but you don't have to react to them. You know, I still today, right, I'm learning, but I could remember a time when I didn't like anyone. Now, looking back, I could kind of see why I was so miserable or why I was so sick and uncomfortable, right? I would meet these people and I wouldn't like them off the rip. I now know that one of the reasons I didn't like them may be because something they did it was a part of me, was me. So I'm going to be going through this process of shadow work. I'm going to start doing 2 videos a day, one with law of attraction because that is a dire necessity. And the other one is shadow work, which is also a desire necessity. So I'm going to be doing 2 videos. One speaking about the law of attraction and just letting things go and trusting the process. And the other video will be just a little tidbit of what I'm going through, the different um, problems I faced, or the wonderful things that I found out about myself, because the shadow is not only, these dark secrets or these traumatic situations that occurred that caused you to have all these, projected emotions. It's also these talents that we never knew about because so many things were suppressed that we were fearful of showing these talents or fearful to act on them. Even starting these videos, I was so scared because I felt like no one's going to watch them. It doesn't matter, right? I shouldn't worry about what other people think. I'm doing this, solely and primarily to give back the things that were given to me. And I do pray that people pick it up and, practice these, principles, because they've changed me so much, and I know that they could change you in a good way. So, yeah, so what I'm going to be doing is just journaling. I watch my own videos to see how I can implement these new teachings into my life, which is shadow work. I really hope that I can convey the best message from shadow work. I'm studying it because I really want to dig deep inside and figure out those things, things that some things I can't even remember. I have a lot of issues with my mom, and I know a lot of it is projection. But what I'm going to be doing now is really, it's deep, and I'm scared, because a lot of stuff has happened to me as a child, and I'm fearful of new things happening. But you know what? Nothing changes if nothing changes, right? We spoke about that in one of my other videos. So if I don't change the fact that my shadow is not working with me, and let me tell you something, your shadow has its own vibration. So if we don't integrate this shadow and bring that shadow to us, which is the light, then we're going to be vibrating those old repressive situations. Like if you were in an abusive relationship, my first husband was abusive. So if I don't work on myself, I could possibly, and it doesn't have to be a spouse. My husband today is not abusive, but I have had abusive friends. Patterns is another way to spot your shadow. Like I was talking about my abusive husband. I also had an issue with friends, and I would give my friends way too much because I was a people pleaser and I liked validation. So I'd give, and I would be abused by them. And this happened every single time. I've had so many people in my life that I thought loved me back but ended up hurting me in the end. And that's because I need to work on certain things in my shadow. And let me tell you something. Every time your shadow grows, every time you repress, suppress, ignore anything that it holds. So the more work you do, the smaller it gets. So I'm working towards full integration. I really want to wake up every morning and just feel that, complete weight off of me. I lived a really long time with a huge weight on my shoulders, even as a child. I'm a child of sexual abuse by my grandfather. And because of this, a lot of things went on in my life. And with my shadow work, even so newly having started it just recently, I've seen a lot of my habits and my behaviors, and what caused them was my child abuse. I'm very nervous and I'm very scared. I don't know if you could tell from the video. I'm all hyped up about it. So thanks for watching. I really hope you got something out of it. I will be back tomorrow to speak about my shadow work process in the beginning that I hope will not drive me nuts, but that's okay. But I will be back again tomorrow speaking about the law of attraction in my second video, because how important it is to trust the process, to let go, love yourself, because I love you. If nobody told you they love you today, Elizabeth does. Peace out, guys.